Ever wonder if Google Maps is hiding the whole truth about this planet from you? We think we're safe in our little modern bubble, but they're borders where human logic just stops working. Picture the Andaman Islands in India. 60,000 years of total isolation, protected by a rain of poison arrows. Or the green hell of Papua, Indonesia, where tribes build their homes 160 feet up in the sky just to escape demons. From the women of Namibia, armor in their skin in red clay, to the deep Amazon, where ritual feasts actually taste like human ashes. Today, we're meeting tribes that have actually evolved their own DNA just to survive in the deep ocean. 10 forbidden tribes that never left the ancient world. Humanity's living fossils are watching us from the shadows right now. Buckle up. This is a journey to the last frontiers of the unknown. Number 1. The Guardians of the Island of Death, the Sentinelese. Imagine, even now in the 21st century, there's a place right here on Earth where if you set foot on its beach, before you can even say a word, a rain of poison arrows is going to rip through your body. It's a place where time's been frozen for 60,000 years. No internet, no power, and not even fire. The unbelievable part is they still don't even know how to start a fire. They only use flames sparked by lightning strikes in the forest, and they gotta guard them for months just to keep them from going out. Nobody in the world knows what language they're speaking or what kind of rituals they're doing deep in those woods. They are, quite literally, humanity's living fossils. The Indian government's banned anyone from going to the island, but it's not just to save our lives, it's to save the tribe itself. See, their bodies got zero defense against even the simplest viruses from our world, like the common cold. One simple visit could wipe out their entire civilization. But the Sentinelese? They don't want our pity. They defend their borders with absolute, brutal force. Back in 2006, 2 fishermen who drifted too close while they were drunk got killed in minutes. It was so bad. Even military helicopters couldn't get back in there to recover the bodies. The last real attempt at contact happened in 2018. A young guy named John Allen Chow. He snuck onto the island, hoping he could change their lives. But the last image ever caught of him was him running down that beach, with wooden arrows ripping right through his body. The Sentinelese have sent the world a loud, clear message. Leave us the hell alone. They're probably the only truly free people left on this planet. The ones who never let the footprint of the modern world stain their sands. So, do we really have the right to force our way into their world? Or should we just let this 60,000-year-old secret stay hidden, deep in the heart of the jungle? Number 2. The Korowai tribe, architects of the sky and demon hunters. Deep in the thick, impenetrable jungles of Papua, Indonesia, where the killing humidity and toxic bugs turn the ground into a green hell, there's a tribe that's decided to defy the laws of gravity. They don't build their homes on the ground. They build them at heights that'd make anyone's skin crawl just looking down. But this lifestyle, it ain't just about escaping bugs. They're running from something way more terrifying, hiding in the shadows of the forest. Up until 1974, that's only 50 years ago, the Korowai didn't have a clue that other humans even existed on this planet. They thought they were the only ones here. The wildest thing about this tribe? Their mind-blowing architecture. Korowai houses are built at the very tips of giant trees, reaching heights of up to 160 feet. That's like a 15-story building. Without a single nail or modern tool, just using wood and bark, they build homes that even the most brutal jungle winds can't budge. But why all the struggle? See, for the Korowai, the ground is the demon's territory. They believe evil spirits are crawling all over the surface. To stay safe from the Kakwa, those human-like demons, you gotta take refuge in the sky. But the dark, bone-chilling part of their culture comes out when someone dies suddenly or mysteriously. In their eyes, that ain't a natural death. It means a demon called a Kakwa has snuck into that person's bod and eaten him from the inside out. And that's when the scariest Korowai ritual begins. To get revenge on the demon and stop the dark magic, they gotta eat the body of the person who died in a ritual ceremony. To them, This isn't cannibalism. They're eating the demon that murdered their friend. They believe that by doing this, they're setting the lost soul free and bringing balance back to the tribe. It's a bloody kind of justice that the modern world just can't wrap its head around. The Korowai are master architects, suspended between the fear of magic and a love for the sky. They're a civilization that shows just how thin the line between belief and horror can really be. Are they just savages stuck in the past? Or are they the last survivors of a world that we forgot a long time ago? Number 3, the Huli Wigmen, wigs made of blood and hair. In the foggy, remote highlands of Tari in Papua New Guinea, they're warriors who don't fight for power. They fight for beauty. But don't be mistaken, this ain't just some simple makeup. We're talking about the Huli Wigmen, men who distance themselves from their families and civilization for years, living under strict and mysterious teachings. Just to craft wigs they believe let the spirit of nature inhabit their bodies. It all starts when young boys leave their families to enter wig school. They live in total isolation for months, sometimes even years, under the eye of a hair master. During this time, they aren't allowed any contact with women, and they can't even touch their own skin. They gotta sleep in very specific positions just so their hair grows perfectly straight and even. The hair master controls their hair growth using spells and special diets, a process that looks way more like black magic than just simple hairdressing. Once the hair's long enough, they shave it off and, with stunning skill, shape it into these bizarre wigs. These wigs are decorated with rare feathers from birds of paradise, wild flowers, and animal teeth. The Huli believe these wigs aren't just a head covering. They're a part of their actual body that gives them the power of spiritual flight. They cover their faces with a sacred yellow clay called ambria, looking just like those birds of paradise. When they do their ritual dances, the Huli mimic the movements of the birds so accurately. It's like they aren't even human anymore. The sound of their screams echoes through the mountains, proving to the spirits of their ancestors that they're still the guardians of the ancient traditions. For these men, every single strand of hair is a sign of discipline, purity, and a connection to the world beyond. A world where the boundary between man and bird just fades away. In a world where fashion and beauty change every single day, the Huli Wigmen have kept their identity alive within the strands of their hair for thousands of years. Is this pure art or an endless religious obsession? Number 4, the Himba tribe, goddesses of soil and blood. Imagine living in a place where the temperature hits 120 degrees, but you never, ever get to bathe with water. Not for a day or a month, but for your entire life. In northern Namibia, right in the heart of the brutal Kaukoland Desert, the women of the Himba tribe carry a secret that's turned them into some of the most stunning and mysterious people on Earth. People whose skin color isn't black or white. They're the color of the red earth itself. The secret to this weird color lies in a magical substance called oatjais. Every single morning, the Himba women mix together animal fat, iron oxide, and red soil, and they coat their whole bodies and even their braided hair with it. This thick layer acts just like a biological armor. Oatjais doesn't just protect them from the scorching sun and bug bites. It gives their skin a weird, ruby-like glow. To the Himba, this red color is a symbol of the earth and blood. I mean, it's a symbol of life itself. But here's the big question. Without water, how do they stay clean? The answer's hidden in an ancient ritual, the smoke bath. They drop pieces of glowing charcoal into a bowl of aromatic herbs and let the thick smoke wrap around their entire bodies. This smoke kills off the bacteria and gives their skin a scent just like the untouched wild. They believe water's for drinking and keeping the livestock alive, not for wasting on your skin. While the modern world's trying to get beautiful with surgery and chemicals, the Himba women have some of the healthiest skin in the world using that same 1,000-year-old formula. Their lives pass in the silence of the desert, far away from the noise of civilization. They stand proud in one of the harshest climates on Earth, showing that beauty doesn't necessarily mean using soap and water. Sometimes, beauty is just embracing the same soil we came from. The Himba are a reminder of the unbreakable bond between humans and the earth, a civilization that chose to paint itself with nature instead of trying to change it. Number 5, the Bajau tribe, humans who turned into fish. While we're sitting here thinking human evolution stopped millions of years ago, Over in the turquoise waters of Southeast Asia, there's a tribe that's proved our bodies can still change, the Bajau, a people who treat dry land like an enemy and whose homes aren't built on the ground, but right over the ocean waves. People call them sea gypsies, but their real name is evolved humans. Here's what's got scientists' heads spinning. There's an actual physical change in their bodies. Research has shown that the spleens in the Bajau people are 50% bigger than a normal human's. It's a genetic mutation that lets them act like a natural oxygen tank. The Bajau can dive down 70 meters deep and spend long minutes hunting in the total silence of the deep sea without any tanks or breathing gear, something that'd mean instant death for a regular human. Lots of these people spend their entire lives on small wooden boats called lepa-lepa. They're born at sea. They marry at sea, and they pass away right there too. The wild part is, when they actually set foot on solid ground, they get land sick and start feeling dizzy. To them, the land's a dangerous place, and the sea is an eternal embrace. Using handmade spears and simple wooden goggles, they move underwater with so much peace. It's like gravity doesn't even exist for them. They slow their heartbeats way down just to save oxygen. They're the last survivors of a civilization that decided to become part of the ocean, instead of trying to conquer the land. The Bajau have shown us that the limits of what a human can do go way beyond what we ever imagined. A civilization that proved if we just listen to nature, nature's gonna rebuild us just so we can survive. We've crossed 5 impossible borders so far, from a rain of poisoned arrows to living 160 feet up in the air. But the second half of this list, that's where your mind's gonna be totally blown. From skull-wearing monks to people who live under the same roof with their dead and actually hug their mummies. Before we move on to number 6, stop the video for a second and let me know in the comments. If you had to spend just 24 hours in one of these tribes we've seen so far, which one would you pick? The Island of Death or life at the very top of the trees? Ready for the next 5 shocking cases? Number 6, the Mursi tribe, the heavy price of beauty. What's your definition of beauty? In the Omo Valley of Ethiopia, beauty ain't measured by jewelry or expensive clothes. It's measured by pain tolerance and clay plates. Welcome to the territory of the Mursi tribe, a place where to be worth something, you gotta change your body in ways that'd look like medieval torture to any outsider. When Mursi girls reach puberty, a terrifying ceremony begins. Their bottom lip is pierced, and their 2 lower front teeth are pulled out, just to make room for a small clay disc. As time goes on, these discs get bigger and bigger until they're over 6 inches wide. The bigger a woman's lip plate, the more beautiful she is in the tribe, and the more valuable she becomes for marriage. These plates aren't just a symbol of beauty. They show the self-esteem and endurance of a woman who's going to be the mother of the next generation of warriors. But life's hardships in the Mursi tribe aren't just for the women. To prove their courage and win the right to marry, the men got to take part in the most brutal competition in the world, the Donga. In this battle, men tear into each other with long, heavy sticks. There aren't any referees or safety rules here. Bones break, blood flows, until finally, the winner is named the strongest man in the tribe. The scars left from this fight are medals of honor that stay on their bodies forever. The Mursi are known as one of Africa's most dangerous tribes. They're heavily armed, and they defend their land against any intrusion. They live in a world where pain is the common language of respect, a civilization where flesh and skin have to surrender to human will. The Mursi show us that culture, sometimes, can be even more powerful than the instinct to survive. Number 7, the Dukha tribe, riders of the mist in the realm of spirits. In the most remote corner of northern Mongolia, where thick mist hugs the taiga forests and temperatures hit 40 below zero, there's a tribe living like they stepped right out of a fantasy novel, the Dukha tribe. They're the last survivors of an ancient civilization that's blurred the line between humans and the wild. They aren't hunters, and they aren't herders. They're reindeer riders. Imagine those giant reindeer you see in Christmas stories. Here, they aren't just a legend. They're the only true companions for these people. Unlike every other tribe, the Dukha don't kill their reindeer. They have this deep, emotional bond with these noble creatures. The reindeer act as their horses through the endless snow. They live off their milk, and they even sleep together in skin tents. Watching a Dukha child riding on the back of an antlered reindeer through the snow, it's an image that's frozen time itself. But the Dukha's real secret lies in their mysterious beliefs. They believe the spirits of their ancestors live in the trees, the rocks, and even in the very breath of their reindeer. In this tribe, the shamans are the most powerful ones. They're the people who claim they can talk to the forest spirits, slipping into long trances to predict the future. To them, the forest is a living, sacred place. If you treat it wrong, it'll take your life. Sadly, this snowy dream is fading away. Today, there are only a few dozen Dukha families left. With climate change and the modern world pushing in, their numbers are dropping fast. They're the last generation of the Riders of the Mist, who still know the secret of living side by side with the wildest parts of nature. When the last shaman passes, the voices of the taiga spirits might just go silent forever. The Dukha remind us that humans were once part of the Earth's spirit, a civilization that, instead of trying to conquer nature, found a way to make peace with it.
Number 8. The Yanomami tribe, a feast that tastes like ashes. Deep in the impenetrable heart of the Amazon, where the forest's green canopy swallows the light, there's a tribe that believes death doesn't really exist. To them, it's just a simple transition. The Yanomami, children of the sun, with a civilization that looks nothing like our world. They live in structures that look like UFOs in the middle of the jungle, and they have a ritual for their dead that'll send chills down your spine. The Yanomami live in homes called Shibono, a huge, circular village with walls made of thatch. But the center's completely open. To them, a home ain't just a shelter. It's a symbol of the universe itself, with a ceiling that connects straight to the sky. In this shared space, there are no secrets. Everyone sleeps together, hunts together, and fights the forest spirits together. But the real secret? That's revealed when a member of the tribe passes away. For the Yanomami, leaving a body under the dirt is a massive insult. They believe the soul of the deceased shouldn't be left in the loneliness of the earth. After death, they burn the body. But that ain't the end. They grind the leftover bones into powder and mix the ashes of their loved ones into a thick banana soup. Then, in a ritual ceremony, with tears in their eyes, they eat it. They believe that by swallowing these ashes, they're keeping the soul and the strength of that person alive inside their own cells. In the Yanomami world, you never really die, as long as you're flowing through the bodies of those you left behind. This tribe is made of fierce warriors. They believe they're constantly being attacked by the evil spirits of rival tribes. To defend themselves, they use hallucinogenic forest plants to enter the spirit realm and fight demons. The Yanomami are the last stronghold of a civilization that still believes that matter and meaning are not separate from each other. Number 9. The Aghori monks, dancing in the realm of the dead. In the city of Varanasi, India, where the smell of burning human flesh gets tangled up with the sharp scent of incense, there's a group living a life that's your worst nightmare, the Aghoris. Monks who've walked away from civilization just to face death head-on, right in the middle of graveyard flames. They're looking for a god that's hiding in the darkest and most unclean corners of the world. The first thing that'll make you shudder just looking at an Aghori is their appearance. They don't wear clothes. Instead, they cover their whole bodies in the ash left behind from burned corpses. To them, this ash is sacred, because they believe the human body is nothing but dust in the end. These guys always carry a human skull around, using it as a bowl for their food and water. They call it a kapala, a constant reminder of the truth, that death is the only reality you can't escape. What makes the Aghoris so incredibly mysterious and scary is their rituals. To conquer their ego and their fear, they break every human taboo. They meditate right next to burning bodies. And it's even said they eat the flesh of the dead. In an Aghori's mind, there ain't nothing unclean in the Creator's world. They want to prove that the difference between beautiful and ugly, or clean and dirty, is just a mental illusion that's got humans locked in chains. The Aghoris aren't looking for money or fame. They're looking for enlightenment right in the heart of total darkness. They believe as long as a person's afraid of death and impurity, they'll never taste real freedom. Watching an Aghori with a mysterious smile on his face, standing in the thick graveyard smoke, it's an image that tells you death ain't the end. It's the beginning of understanding the truth. This civilization believes that to reach God, you might just have to walk through the flames of hell. Number 10. The Dani tribe, where pain's never forgotten. We've reached the final stop of our journey, deep in the Balim Valley of Papua, Indonesia.
a place where the people believe that if your heart breaks from the grief of losing a loved one, you gotta send a piece of your own body with them to the world of the dead. The Dani tribe, a people who've carved their bitter history, not in books, but right on their own hands. Among the old women of this tribe, there's something that'll make you shudder the second you see it. Hands with almost no healthy fingers left. The terrifying custom of Ikapalin was practiced in this tribe for centuries as a sign of loyalty and to express a pain that goes way beyond crying. Every time a family member died, the Dani women would chop off a segment of their fingers using stone axes. They believed this blood sacrifice would calm the wandering spirit of the dead. Today, the custom's been banned, but the scarred hands of the survivors are a living record of a time when love was measured by pain. But the Dani's secrets don't end here. They've got a secret, ancient way to find immortality. The Dani don't bury the bodies of their great chiefs or famous warriors. Instead, through a long process, they mummify them using smoke. These bodies, known as the Black Mummies, have been kept in the tribe's homes, right alongside the living, for hundreds of years. They believe these mummies are the eternal guardians of the tribe, using their hollow eyes to keep demons from ever entering the village. Watching the Dani tribe is like watching the last chapter of a book that's going to be closed forever, very soon. They're a mirror of our own distant past, a time when humans were one with nature and the spirits. Our journey today, through the shadows of history and isolated tribes, has come to an end. But the secrets of this planet, they just keep going. Watching these tribes prove to us that our glamorous civilization is nothing but a thin shell stretched over the real savagery of mankind. If your heart's beating a little faster, remember that this is only the beginning. At Mystery's World, we're going after the cases that civilization is too afraid to face. You see two of our strangest videos right there on the screen. Pick one and keep your journey going into the heart of the darkness. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, the truth is always out there, somewhere in the heart of the darkness, just waiting to be found. Until the next video, take care of yourselves.